morning, dear students. I am Ms. Navida Sheikh from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I am Ms. Navida Sheikh from MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's class, we will be learning a very interesting chapter from your science textbook, that is reflection of light. Now in this chapter, you will need a basic information about light that you have learned in your 7th and your 8th standard. I hope that you remember what is the meaning of light and what is reflection of light. Now in this class we will be learning more about reflection of light, how different types of mirrors are there and how reflection occurs because of those type of mirrors. So everything is very interesting because you have already experienced this. So let's get started and start with the chapter reflection of light. Let's understand about plane mirror. As I told you that we will be learning about plane mirror and spherical mirror in today's class. Okay? So first we will start with plane mirror that we normally have it in our houses. Okay, so what is a plane mirror? Plane mirror are used in various activities in our day-to-day life. A mirror is made by coating the back surface of a flat and smooth glass piece with a thin reflecting film of aluminium or silver. अगर आप लोगों के घर पे मिरर होगा, कभी कुछ टूट गया है कांच आपके घर में, तो आप लोगों ने देखे होंगे कि उसका जो पीछे का साइड है वो कोटेड होता है सिल्वर कलर के लेयर से. ठीक है, वो जरूरी नहीं है कि वो रियल सिल्वर हो, इट कुड बी एल्यूमिनियम ऑल्सो, इट कुड बी सिल्वर ऑल्सो. ठीक है, सो दैट coating makes that mirror as a plane mirror. To protect this reflecting film and to make that side opaque, opaque मतलब ताकि वो light उसके through pass नहीं हो, another coat of a substance like lead oxide is given over it. ठीक है, so plane mirrors are used. हमारे घर में जो plane mirrors हैं उसके बैक पे आप लोगों को एक flat कोटिंग दिखाई देती है, पतली सी कोटिंग है जो एल्यूमिनियम या सिल्वर की होती है. उसको और ओपेक बनाने के लिए ताकि लाइट उसके थ्रू एंड थ्रू पास नहीं हो, तो उसके ऊपर एक और एक सब्सटेंस की कोट की जाती है, दैट इज लेड ऑक्साइड. ओके, दैट मेक्स a plane mirror that you use in your house so that you can see yourself in the mirror.
In this video, my aim is to give you the basic understanding of the terms virtual and real images. It's a slightly long video, but it'll be one of the most interesting ones too. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. What you see on your screen is a mirror. It has this plain and smooth reflecting surface on one side. It's called a plane mirror because its reflecting surface is flat. What other types of mirrors have you seen? Have you seen this type of mirror? Well, you must have seen it on the stand of your bathroom or maybe hung up there on a wall. This is not a plane mirror. Try to move your hands over the surface and you will notice it. This is called spherical mirror, or more precisely, spherical concave mirror. It is curved inwards. It is kept there as we use it mostly when we are shaving. Now the obvious question that must be coming to your mind is, why do we use concave mirror for shaving instead of a plane mirror? For the answer to this question, you have to wait for our future videos. For now, we will be concentrating on the plane mirror only. So let's consider this plane mirror again. When we stand in front of a mirror, we see an image of ourselves in the mirror. Nothing surprising there. Why are we able to see our image? Yes, it's due to the reflection of light. In fact, it's due to multiple reflections of light rays. How? The light rays from the source are first incident on our body. They bounce off from our body and fall on the surface of the mirror and again gets reflected from there. This reflected light then reaches our eyes and we see our image. So what does this tell us? Yes, this tells us that a light ray can get reflected multiple times. The same thing happens for every other non-luminous object as well. If you remember, my initial goal was to explain what virtual and real images are. Let me ask you a question. This image that you see here, is it a real image or a virtual one? This image is a virtual image. In order to explain what a virtual image is, let's first simplify this image. Let's represent this boy with an arrow pointing up. And here is our plane mirror. You can assume the top of the arrow to be the top of the head of a boy. Now, where is the image of the boy formed? When we see the image in the mirror, it seems to us that the image is formed somewhere behind the mirror. But there is nothing behind the mirror, right? For us, the light rays seem to come from the location present behind the mirror. For instance, consider a few light rays emerging from top of the arrow. All these rays are incident on the mirror and get reflected back. Yes, all the reflected rays will follow the laws of reflection. You see that all the reflected rays are moving away from each other, that is, they are diverging. But we know that the image is formed somewhere behind the mirror. So let me extend these reflected rays backwards and see what happens. We see that they meet at this point behind the mirror. And to us, this is where the top of the image appears to be. When we look at this point, it appears to us that all the light rays are diverging from this point. But in reality, there are no light rays behind the mirror. This being a smooth and shiny surface reflects most of the light back and almost no light reaches behind. But yet, we have the perception that the light rays are coming from the point behind. So we just consider the top of the arrow here. We can do something similar for the remaining points on the object to get the complete image. So we say that the image formed here is virtual, or in other words, not real. You can think of a virtual image as an image which appears to be formed in a position somewhere behind the mirror. But in reality, it isn't there. A virtual image is formed when the light rays diverge after reflection from the mirror. Every plane mirror forms a virtual image. This is the first characteristic of the images formed by plane mirrors. Images formed by plane mirrors are virtual and not real. So what is the real image then, and how are they formed? Let's replace this plane mirror with a spherical concave mirror. Why? It's because real images can be formed by concave mirrors. Let's consider the light rays from the same point of the object incident on the mirror. We see that after reflection, each ray is traveling in a certain direction. Note that here as well, each ray obeys the law of reflection. What difference did you notice here compared to the plane mirror reflection? In the previous case, all the reflected rays were diverging. Yes, here all the reflected rays after reflection are intersecting each other at this point, or we can say that they are converging at this point. And the image of the top of the arrow is formed at this point. And we can do something similar for the remaining points of the object too. We get this image. This is called a real image. It is the image formed when light rays converge after reflection from the surface. One important thing we need to know is that real images formed by concave mirrors are always inverted. We will learn more about this in the future videos. You see that in this case, the image is formed on the same side of the mirror as the object is. Real images are always formed on the same side as that of the object. And light rays do reach this position. When we look at the real image formed by a concave mirror, it also seems to us that the light rays are diverging. But here the rays actually are diverging from a point in front of a mirror. Whereas in the case of a plane mirror, it appears to us that the rays were diverging from the point behind the mirror. So did you understand the difference between a virtual image and a real image? When we look at a virtual image, it appears to us that the light rays are diverging from a point somewhere behind the mirror, but in reality, they aren't, as no light reaches behind the mirror. It's only our perception. And in the case of a real image, the light rays are actually diverging from the point present on the same side of the mirror. In reality, light rays indeed reach this point. Hence, we call it a real image. I mentioned earlier that concave mirrors form real images. In fact, they form both real and virtual images. And what does it depend on? It depends on the distance of the object from the mirror. We will learn more about the real images formed by concave mirrors in our future videos. First, let's go back to our plane mirrors. This is only one of the characteristics of an image formed by a plane mirror. We will see more in our next video.
So here you have to remember that the reflected rays do not actually meet. Hence, such an image is called a virtual image. जो इमेज रिफ्लेक्शन की वजह से फॉर्म हो रही है वो एक दूसरे से मिलती नहीं है, इसीलिए उसे हम लोग वर्चुअल इमेज कहते हैं. The perpendicular distance of the image from the mirror is equal to the perpendicular distance of the source from the mirror. From the place where the light is coming, okay, from that it is perpendicular. It is the perpendicular distance from the source, and it is the perpendicular distance of the image from the mirror is equal. Okay. Now, a very interesting fact about reflection is lateral inversion. What is the meaning of lateral inversion? Whenever you raise your right hand in front of the mirror, it appears that you are raising your left hand, right? हम लोगों को हमेशा ये फील होता है ना कि जब हम लोग हाथ उठाते हैं सीधा हाथ, तो हम लोगों को इमेज में से लगता है कि हमारा उल्टा हाथ उठा हुआ है. Now that is what is lateral inversion. Let's have a look of one more example. You must have seen the ambulance van. The front part of the ambulance has always written ambulance in the inverted form. ठीक है, उल्टा लिखा हुआ होता है. Why is it shown like that? Because when the image का जो reflection है जो front vehicle की गाड़ी पे पड़ता है, तो वो ambulance जो उल्टा लिखा हुआ है, because of lateral inversion वो सीधा दिखाई देता है. ठीक है. So this is one of the very interesting thing of the mirrors, that is lateral inversion. The image of a word appears laterally inverted in the mirror. The image of every point on the word is formed behind the mirror at the same distance from the mirror as the point itself. तो जैसे दिखा हुआ है वो सेम तरीके से laterally inverted हम लोगों को वो हमारे आईने में मिरर में दिखाई देता है. ठीक है. This is called lateral inversion. Understood? What is the meaning of lateral inversion? Let's have a look at what is Hall mirror. Now this is useful to think in terms of images. Now this is the real you which is standing in front of the mirror. Now this is not an entire mirror up till your feet. This is just a half mirror. Now when you look at yourself in the mirror, what is actually is happening is your entire body could be seen in that mirror. Okay, the image you, everything is seen properly. If you move little backwards behind, you will see that your entire body is seen in the mirror, even though the mirror is of the smaller size. Yes. This is because the mirror only needs to be half as high as you are tall. Your image will be twice as far from you as the mirror. ठीक है. तो ये जो मिरर अगर आप जितने टॉल हो उसके हाफ साइज का भी होगा, so the image, whichever the image that is formed will be same as you, because this criteria has been fulfilled. अगर वो half the size होगा तो ठीक है, उससे छोटा होगा तो ये क्राइटेरिया नहीं एप्लीकेबल रहेगा. So here we can say that in order to see the full image of a person standing in front of a mirror, the minimum height of the mirror must be half the height of the person. मतलब हमारी height के half size का mirror अगर होगा तो ही हमारा पूरा image हम लोगों को दिखाई देगा mirror में. ठीक है. So you have to remember this. Let's understand about the next type of the mirror that we will be discussing in today's chapter, that is spherical mirrors. Now what is the meaning of spherical mirror? Spherical means it will be little curved. ठीक है, यहाँ पर आप लोगों को जो भी examples दिखाई दे रहे हैं, these are all examples of spherical mirrors. You will notice that the shape is very different from the plane mirror. Plane mirror में हमेशा straight mirror होता था, थोड़ा भी curved नहीं होता था. यहाँ पर आप लोगों को slight curve दिखाई देगा in the mirror, and that is what makes it different from the plane mirror, and the images which are formed in it is also a little bit different. Now what is spherical mirror? Let us understand about it in detail. The image formed by curved mirrors are different from those formed by plane mirrors. Because of this, we do not see the familiar image in these mirrors. Now here in this picture also you can see that same image is not formed. जैसे हम लोगों के घरों में प्लेन मिरर्स में हमारा सेम इमेज दिखाई देता है, यहाँ पर सेम नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है, and it is different from the real image, right? So the rear view mirrors in the cars that you use, which enables drivers to see the vehicles coming from behind, are curved mirrors. हमारे जो cars में जो side में जो mirrors होते हैं वो curved mirrors होते हैं, वो spherical mirrors होते हैं, जो use होते हैं in order to make the vehicles appear little closer. ठीक है? Here in this picture you can see a tennis ball. If you cut the tennis ball into two halves, you will be able to see that there are two sides of the ball. The inner part that you see, it is also curved, and the outer part is also curved. We will be needing both the sides in order to understand more about the spherical mirrors. The spherical mirrors are further divided into two types: concave mirrors and convex mirrors. Now we will be discussing about them later on. First we will understand more about spherical mirrors. Now this ball is here for you all to understand the actual shape of the mirror, how it is curved. Either it will be curved like the inner part, or it will be curved like the outer region. Okay. Now here in this picture you can see the concave mirror and the convex mirror. Now I had shown you all a picture of a ball, tennis ball, which was cut into two halves. So in that you had seen both the sides, the inner side also and the outer part also. So the concave mirror, here you can see the hard surface and the reflecting surface. The reflecting surface is the curved portion. जो inner portion है वो reflecting surface होता है concave mirror में. Whereas in the convex mirror you have the outer part as the of the curved surface as the reflecting surface. ठीक है, तो concave आप लोगों को दिखाई दे रहा है, concave mirror अंदर की तरफ reflecting surface होता है, whereas convex mirror में जो बाहर का part है, curved part है, वो reflecting surface होता है. ठीक है, so this way you have to remember concave mirror and convex mirrors. Both are different from each other. And how are they different? You have to remember the shape in order to remember their names. Okay, I hope this is clear now. Now here you can see the curved mirrors. The spherical mirrors are also called as the curved mirrors. Now here you can see in the first picture you can see the concave mirror, ठीक है, and in the other side, on the other hand, you can see the convex mirror. Now both are different from each other. Both form different types of images. ठीक है, एक में हम लोगों को इमेज छोटी दिखाई देती है, एक में हम लोगों को मैग्नीफाई होकर दिखाई देती है. ठीक है, so both are very different from the plane mirrors, and both have different sides coated with the material that we earlier read about, like aluminium or silver. वो दोनों अलग अलग साइड पे कोट होते हैं. ठीक है, here you can see the region which is marked ग्रे कलर, जो लाइंस दिखाई दे रही है वो रीजन कोटेड होती है. ठीक है, दोनों में आप लोगों को दिखाई दे रहा है, दोनों में डिफरेंट साइड्स कोटेड है. So that makes it different from each other, concave and convex. Now there are a few terms related to spherical mirrors that we need to understand in order to draw and further understand about concave and convex mirrors. Now this is a mirror that we're talking about. This is the region that is painted. This P that you see is called as the pole of the mirror. Now what is the pole? The center of the mirror surface is called its pole. So this red portion that you see is the spherical mirror and P is in the center. So P is the pole of the mirror in this given figure. The C that you see in the center of the circle the C is the center of curvature. What is the center of curvature? The center of the sphere of which the mirror is a part. Means this entire sphere जिसका जो ये red portion है ये part है ना एक mirror इस sphere का ठीक है उसका जो center है उसे हम लोग कहते हैं center of curvature of the mirror and it is denoted by C. C is the center of curvature of the mirror in the given figure. This line that you see which is joining from the center to the mirror, surface of the mirror, this A that you see on the surface of the mirror which is joining the center of the curvature, this line is called as the radius of the curvature. Now you have learned about circles in your maths as well. You know what is a radius, right? जो point हमारे center से लेकर circumference तक touch होता है उसे हम लोग radius कहते हैं ठीक है. So same thing is here also. The center of the curvature, the line which is joining the center of the curvature and the surface of the mirror, that line is called as the radius of curvature. The radius of the sphere of which the mirror is a part is called the radius of curvature of the mirror. The length CA in the figure is the radius of curvature of the mirror. Now here that you see this green line, the line PM, this line is called as the principal axis. Now what is the meaning of principal axis? The straight line passing through the pole and the center of curvature of the mirror is called its principal axis. This line that you see, P क्या था हमारा pole है, ठीक है, C क्या है center of curvature है. इसके थ्रू अगर एक लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे, एक स्ट्रेट लाइन पासिंग थ्रू द पोल एंड द सेंटर ऑफ द कर्वेचर ऑफ द मिरर इज कॉल्ड एज द प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस. इसे हम लोग कहते हैं प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस. सो दिस लाइन दैट इज PM is the principal axis of the mirror in the given figure. Now this F that you see, ठीक है, आप लोगों को लाइंस दिखाई दे रही है. Now when the lines which are shown, these are nothing but the light falling onto the mirror and then it is reflecting at one point, that is point F. Now that is called as the principal focus. The incident rays which are parallel to the principal axis of a concave mirror after reflection from the mirror. ठीक है, क्या हो रहा है, parallel lines जो rays है, incident rays है, they are parallel to the principal axis. ठीक है, principal axis क्या है, PM दिखाई दे रही है green line, इसके parallel में incident rays है जो mirror पे, concave mirror पे fall हो रहे हैं. After they are falling onto the mirror, they will reflect. हम लोगों को पता है ना, reflect होंगी वो light. After reflection from the mirror, they meet at a particular point in front of the mirror. That is on the principal axis. Principal axis पे पड़ रही है वो, कहीं ना कहीं पड़ रही है, जहां पर वो lines पड़ती है, that point is called as the principal focus of the concave mirror. What is it called? It is called as the principal focus of the concave mirror. So this point F is called as the principal focus. Now here that you see a small f, a line that is joining from point P, that is the pole, and the principal focus. This length, this distance that you see, between the pole and the principal focus of the mirror is called the focal length. What is it called? It is called as the focal length. This distance is half of the radius of curvature of the mirror. Radius of the curvature हम लोगों को पता है CA, ठीक है, उसकी half होती है length. So the distance between the focal principal focus and the pole of the mirror उसे कहते हैं focal length. So this distance is half of the radius of curvature of the mirror. So I hope my students must have understood the difference between what are the different types of spherical mirrors, and you have a very important thing that is there in this video, that are the different points that we talked about, okay, in our previous slide. So please see to it that you'll go through that again and remember those terms, because those terms are important for us. In the next coming video we'll be discussing few more interesting points related to this chapter. Till then, thank you. If you liked our session, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can share and view the videos that we had today for you. And please do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you remain updated with all the latest videos that we'll be making for our dear students.
This session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.